This guy has turd burglar. That's hilarious. He's got a drivable porta potty. Won't be too much golfing going on today here because I'm now at Radwood at Amelia 2023. So let's take a look around. This is all the 80s and 90s things. This is always a fun place to find things that I saw as a kid, like this Z car. Wouldn't have been all fancied up like that RX-7, but those aftermarket wheels look very period correct on that. 90s 300. Very, very cool. Huh, Huntington Auto House. That's cool. It's got a old school radar detector on the dash. Of course, when we get over here to just one of the all-time favorite 80s, although they came out in the 70s and were made through the 90s. No, 928. This is an S4, it looks like. Yeah, they changed the rear end in like 87, and it has those emotional support vehicle. That's funny. But yeah, looks like GT wheels. These 124s were my favorite at that time, and it is a good looking car still to this day. 500e, I'm assuming, because how it looks. Okay, E500, yeah. I've driven two of these. They're a lot of fun. They're like bank vaults. This was part of the auction the other day. It's obviously just a regular, it's not an actual race car. They just made it look like one. Another S4. This one has more factory correct wheels, which is good to see, although they're not my favorite either. Magnum PI is here. There's actually a store here in Fernandina Beach that sells the actual Magnum PI shirt. It's really made in Honolulu and everything. These are just, you know, cool places to be, reupholstered in what looks like vinyl, but hey. Since this 928 is open, I figured I'd open up the camera and show you what it looks like in here. Those two seat backs are folded down. Those are air conditioning vents between them, which was very high-tech for the time. And you had a pretty good place to store things in the back. And then, of course, their parting gift is the headlights that pop up. Sacrilege, I know, but I never saw the appeal to these. I didn't like them when I was in high school, and I still don't. This one's right-hand drive. I know they're worth $1 billion, and they were in one of those Slow and the Luxurious movies, one of those. But I always preferred these in silver without all the gewgaws on it. Just the regular factory RX-7. I don't know. They're just really good looking. This looks like a very early AMG down here, and then an AMG SEC as well. Wow. I don't know the story on this, if it's real. I know they were not in-house, but oh, it's a 300 CD. Well, it's maybe a different trunk lid, but interesting flares, interesting wheels. AMG logo, of course. Oh, that's definitely not stock, so that's why it's an AMG. That's pretty cool. I like that. I always like the Jeep Comanche. This is a pickup truck that was based on the XJ Cherokee. Looks like this guy's done a conversion to a later Cherokee Dash, because they stopped making these fairly early on, but I always wanted to make a limited model. The Cherokee was limited, leather, power seats, all those goodies. Two Honda CRXs. I like these. This was the second gen. Oh, they've got a TV playing. How quaint. And I just like this, like throwing star wheels on the SIs. Here's some. Gosh, this thing is absolutely tiny. I don't know how anybody fits in this little A112, whatever that is. And for some 1980s and 90s loveliness in the form of 944s, a 300ZX from the 80s. Wow. These are all, oh wow. I forgot that the new Oldsmobiles are in early this year. Before we go down there, these were great. These had the half pop-up headlights. They had a regular, you know, buy off the shelf halogen square headlamp, but it popped up like an eyebrow, so it wasn't fully retractable. These, of course, were all absolutely fully retractable. Good olds guys. Well, actually, this is a Buick 94 Limited, or Roadmaster Limited. How's that for some cushy interior seats? And these, of course, had the LT1 Corvette engine, so they were pretty fast. This was once the best-selling car in the country. This one, obviously, at some point lived in Virginia. It's got an expired Virginia inspection sticker. You can always tell because it's in the middle. It's got the wire wheel hubcaps that are just clip-on. They're not real wire wheels. It has the velour interior. The turn signal stock has the cruise control and wiper control on it, just to make it more complicated. I'll bet that works pretty well. And the cool thing about these is the rear windows do not roll down. They did it to save weight. Only thing you get is that little vent. If it's a power window car, those are power. It's a cool mid-80s Seville when they kept on downsizing cars. That's where they thought things were going. Of course, then after this model, they got longer again. So this is still a fairly small car, especially when it came out. About 1985 or so. Same wire wheel discs as on the Oldsmobile Buick over there. But yeah, very cool interior. It's even got little like map pockets on the back of the front seats. Don't see too many of these this clean. Unfortunately, right in front of the speaker, so I hope y'all can hear me. Very, very cool, very clean. I mean, these all got destroyed, which is sad. These Samurais were all the rage, and this one built into a little mini truck is cool, but I just spotted a stretch limo Volvo, so I'm gonna have to go take a look at that because that's hilarious. At least here. Maybe in Boston, I don't know. Where would you have seen one of these? That is very unusual. Doesn't have a vinyl top, which means, like, I guess they did a good job integrating the roof line. Didn't have to worry about covering it up. Okay, it's got a Virginia antique tag on it. But yeah, I still can't tell if this was a US market one or not. Let's see if we can see the speedometer goes up to 140. So it is an American market. Here's the Apple 944. You can stop and say hi. I do love this old Accord coupe, hatchback, whatever. There's two people like napping in it, so I won't get too close. I guess they had a long day. There's a lot of cool stuff here. A lot of 928s, a lot of C4 Corvettes. There's a couple right here. Benzes and BMWs, of course. Quite as far as the eye can see. Let's check it out. This looks like a Toyota Cressida wagon, which would have been top of the line for them back in early. Yep. With, oh, I forgot these had dual rear wipers. These Mazda B2600s, or B2000s, B2200s, whatever, have been around for so long, but they're not around anymore. You should see these everywhere. These two. And some cars I've seen here before. This Ohio Roadmaster with the wood panel delete has definitely been here in Fernandina before. Another E30 wagon. This one's left-hand drive. I saw one over at the regular Cars and Coffee event. These were never imported to the US, so they're very rare here because someone had to specially do it. I wouldn't mind a 325i with air conditioning and power windows. Yet another E30 wagon on the cheapo hubcaps, but and in Alpine white. Very cool anyway. M3. I doubt that. But you never know. That would fit under the hood. This one had a little problem here on the side door. That's too bad. These little Corolla coupes with the pop-up headlights were rear-wheel drive and apparently quite a bit of fun to drive. I've never driven one, but a cute little hatch. Well, actually, this one's not the hatchback. This is the coupe. Something else that used to always be all over the place. These Subaru Brats that, of course, in the US had these seats in the back so they could avoid the chicken tax and not be considered a pickup truck. You were supposed to hold on to those and not fall out, which we've all ridden in the back of a pickup truck bed, so you can. This one has the removable T-tops. It's starting to rain again, so they might want to close those, although maybe it won't matter. Looks like you could use a good bath. Y'all, I hope you enjoyed my walk through Radwood here at Amelia 2023. Stay tuned for more videos from Doug's Cars, more from here. I'll be doing Concours tomorrow, so look for that too. Hit subscribe if you hadn't. Thanks for watching, y'all.